is 6:02 p.m. and we have a quorum here. We have Skip Courier, Victoria Duckworth, Angelina Correa, and Heather McHugh online, and myself in conference room A, and also Amber is with us as well. So welcome to everybody. So the first item of business on the agenda is recommendations to the Bylaw Study Committee. Dan Kusher has joined us as well. Okay, so we're in the meeting packet. You have a preliminary set of changes to the bylaws that are mostly from changes that committee members of the bylaw review committee or some members of the public sent to us to look at. And we wanted to see if anyone else on the finance committee has any issues with that, or has any other changes that we'd like to recommend to the committee. We're trying to wrap up the changes at the next couple meetings so that we can present them as part of the warrant for the fall town meeting.
So, Greg, the reporting requirement in section 4.
Yep.
I think I would tend to take that and just delete it, because it's specified elsewhere in the bylaws that we're required to do it anyways, and we're kind of trying to get rid of stuff that's duplicate. Everybody else has to do it, so do we.
Yeah, I kind of thought similarly, but I wasn't sure I wanted to delete it outright without talking about it, so at least pare it down, but I'd be fine with deleting section 4. Any objections? Okay.
So, if you want to have a motion, I move that we ask them to remove section 4 with the reason being it's required elsewhere in the bylaws of everybody.
Yeah, I think we could probably do one motion at the end for everything if unless people want to talk about individually.
Yeah, one motion at the end is probably good.
So the couple things that we had talked about previously in the last year when we were talking about this was who should be on the appointment committee, and went with the basic ability of just allowing the town clerk or the town moderator to designate someone else to fill their position. I don't know if we wanted to have any changes there. The other thing we had talked about was whether we still wanted to be based on precinct for the membership. I know in the past it was originally unrestricted, and I think at one point it was restricted North Grafton, South Grafton based on zip code. But we simplified the language a bit, but left the requirement essentially unchanged.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my feelings here are that we've generally been lucky that we've had a diverse from 1 to 5 set of people come in, but that might not always be the case. And I'm not quite sure how value added having someone from every single precinct is. Like I could be convinced that having North and South Grafton by zip code be value added, certainly given that there are very extremely granular and specific needs for the two sides of the town, but for each and every individual precinct might be a little limiting ultimately. This is kind of my take on it.
Yeah, I know we have had some people not able to be appointed that expressed interest in the past due to their precincts. And we had a vacancy on the committee for a while because we couldn't get anybody from the particular precinct to sign up. So that I think that was really when we started talking about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's 3 zip codes in Grafton too.
Yeah,
It's not just north and south. There's Grafton proper as well.
True.
And I think Grafton proper is smaller, is it not, than the north and south?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
But still, it's easier to fill 3 quotas than 5
Mhm.
if we still want to have representation across the town, but not limit ourselves too much.
Okay. Skip, Heather, or Dan, any thoughts on going to zip code instead of precinct?
No, it just puts us back to where we kind of used to be a long time ago when the precincts were loosely along the zip code lines. And the idea of keeping representation spread out, so to speak, just keep it that way and whatever. You know, just. Yeah, go ahead, do that.
Yeah, I don't have any objection to changing it if that's what, the majority of it doesn't. We always seem to fill the seats, so, but if you think it's gonna be easier with the 3, you can do that.
Yeah.
I
And we
don't
will
feel
be-
very strongly either way.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Same.
I think they both sound. I think they're both a lot better than nothing. And I do see the pros and cons of it being much easier to do the 3. I think that any change at all is going to be met with some kind of pushback. So I think we probably would want to do it if we felt like strongly about it, because we're going to have to defend it.
So there
Right.
are.
Sorry, how would it change? Would it be 3 from each? Because right now we have 1 from each with no more than 4. But what would the designation be? Would you be 3 from each precinct? And then is that going to change the structure of the board as it is right now?
We could do 2, at least 2, but no more than 4 from each zip code. That's one possibility. If we don't want a full thing, and we could also word it such that new appointments follow that, such that it doesn't affect existing members of the board at the time thing. Because actually, leaving it as precincts means that the precincts can change after each census. So we actually did have a shift in several of the precincts in the town. I don't think it actually affected any members of the board. At the time, it affected previous members of the board, the committee. So at least that way, it'll only be affected by if people move rather than if the precinct shift on us. Okay, so I'd recommend, everybody good with at least 2, but no more than 4 from each of the 3 zip codes in the town?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, anyone else have anything else that they'd like to see changed in the bylaws before we make a recommendation? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to recommend the changes as discussed to the bylaw review committee.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, roll call. Skip,
Aye.
Victoria,
Hi.
Angelina,
Aye.
Heather,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
and Greg votes aye. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Okay. Upcoming meeting schedule. So the select board is supposed to be opening the warrant on the 5th. The last day for departments to submit warrant articles is September the 1st. The warrant closes on the 19th. Amber, do we have any idea what we have for warrant articles so far, or ones that we're expecting?
I know we're supposed to be getting some from planning,
Mhm.
but I don't know the content of any of them.
Okay. Evan had said he thought there was one for a transfer, and he knows there'll be one from CPC. As far as the bylaw review committee, our plan right now is that we are going to produce one warrant article for each bylaw article, and then put everything into a giant consent agenda. Then there are a couple other housekeeping ones that apply overall, and then a couple charter changes, things that we've noticed during the review that are inaccurate or out of date, or things that, relative to our changes and some from changes ahead of time. So we're looking at a consent agenda with 41 agenda items in it, some of which there actually will be no changes. And we're going to sync those article numbers with bylaw article numbers. Thanks to Evan for that suggestion, so that to make it easy for people to follow along. And then probably a couple other articles after that. So hopefully we can do the whole thing in like 4 or 5 votes. So if the warrant closes on the 19th and we need to have our recommendations published by the 9th, can we start meetings on the 20th and 21st of September? People available at that point?
Yep.
I will be out of town that week, but I don't know. I might be able to Zoom. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, I am out of town the first week of October and part of the first week of September. I can definitely make Zoom meetings if I need to. I just would want someone local to run them, if there is someone available. So if we can start with those two and see how things go. I'm not sure how much detail we'll need to go into during the review on each of the bylaw articles. I think we are hoping to have the final report of the committee published on the 14th. So then voted on by the committee on the 14th. So then it will be available for almost a week before our first review meeting.
Of September?
Yep. Yeah, so we're at the bylaws meeting this coming Thursday, the 24th, and I think our next one will be the 14th, and that'll be the final one unless we need to put one more in before that. Okay, so September 20th and 21st, 7 p.m. I don't think at this point we'll need a Saturday one. Would we, if we find on the 20th, would we be able to post for Saturday at that point, or is that too late? If we post it on Thursday, that's probably too late to post for Saturday if we needed it. We'd have to go to the next week.
They're public hearings, so
Yeah.
you have to run them in the paper.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what would hold me up.
Okay.
The 20th and the 21st work for me.
Angelina better be ready to step up and sit in the big seat then.
Well,
That's only if we go to the next week. So.
let's not do that. I'm available the 20th and the 21st.
I am too.
Okay. So I think we're good for that, so we can publish those.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, correspondence. Anything anyone wants to discuss about correspondence? Just looks like it's just the ARPA update. All right, bills payable. So we have a bill from the Association of Town Finance Committee dues. I entertain a motion to pay the bill in the amount of $258.
So moved.
Second?
All right, any discussion? To a vote by Skip,
Aye.
Victoria,
Aye.
Angelina,
Aye.
Heather,
Aye.
Dan,
I
and Greg votes aye. Declare the motion carried unanimously. And one more bill, a bill in the amount of $23.04 for a nameplate for Kyle James. Entertain a motion to approve the bill in that amount.
So moved. Second.
second.
Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, vote by roll call. Skip,
Aye.
Victoria,
Aye.
Angelina,
Aye.
Heather,
Aye.
Dan,
I
and Greg votes aye. Declare the motion carried unanimously. All right, meeting minutes. We have 3 sets of minutes. The only thing I noticed is we need to add the absent members for the attendance section. I entertain a motion to approve the minutes with the addition of the absent members.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, by roll call. Skip,
Aye.
Victoria,
Aye.
Angelina,
Aye.
Heather,
Aye.
Dan,
I
and Greg votes aye. Declare the motion carried unanimously. Does anyone have anything else that we need to discuss before we adjourn this evening? All right. Thank you all for coming, and I declare the meeting adjourned. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a great night, kids.
You too.
Bye.
Everybody.